Good evening. I am the President of the Board of Appeals of Zoning. This is a regular meeting of the Board of Appeals on Zoning. The board is composed of 6 private citizens appointed by the City Council. Introduction can be done with roll call, can it, Mike?
I'm sorry, what's that?
Can we have a roll call to make introductions?
Sure. Jones Webb?
I'm here and this is a public hearing.
Not yet. Nash?
Here.
Bush?
Here.
Gale?
I am here.
Helpap?
Here.
Borchard?
Here.
Okay. We have a full quorum.
The function of the board is to provide zoning flexibility. The action of the board can be an interpretation, which involves an interpretation of the zoning code text or a zoning district boundary. Or a variance may be granted, which is an appeal to vary from the strict application of the zoning code. The meeting is tape recorded. It is important that only one person speak at a time and the audience observe respect for the speaker. When the appeal in which you are interested is called, please come up to the podium and allow the board a moment to review the material while you give your name and address to the secretary. After your presentation, anyone interested in the appeal may come forward. Give his or her name and address to the secretary. Please make your comments brief and to the point. All questions should be directed to the board and not to the applicant. The board will discuss the appeal, vote, and continue to the next appeal. An affirmative vote of 2/3, which would be 4 of the 6 of us, shall be necessary to decide in favor of an appeal. The action of the board is final. The only relief is through the court. Are there any questions? If there are none, we have had our roll, so in the first appeal,
Approval of minutes for.
we gotta do the minutes, that's right, yeah.
I make a motion the minutes be accepted as written.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. New business is case number J17-0032, which is a request for variance to allow a fence to continue beyond the side yard building at 1905 Brockway. Just one of you.
Okay.
Yeah, then the other will speak. Okay.
My name's Angela Lutterer. My address is 1905 Brockway, and we were wanting to keep the fence up. I have in-home daycare there, and my toys are getting stolen out of the fence, loud music, distraction of the kids. All my parents are in favor of it for the privacy of their kids, and all the neighbors, I've not had no complaints about it.
Any questions of this young lady? Didn't catch first name again.
Angela?
Angela? Any questions of Angela? Is there anybody else that wants to speak on this matter?
So,
What?
I'm good.
Okay. All the letters are from daycare people,
The parents.
the parents?
Yeah. So Mike, this is a question for staff. Were there any calls or other letters?
There was one other call from a Leonard Erickson at 1914 Brockway, and he was in favor of granting the variance. He said it didn't affect the vision while he was driving, and he thought it, for the safety of the kids, that it would be a good idea, so he was in favor of it. Just a little background, Mr. Lederer built the fence not knowing that it was in violation, and I sent him a letter and told him that he'd have to take part of the fence down, and he came in and talked to me and wanted to appeal it, so that's why it's before
Okay.
you today.
What is the part that is not up to code then?
It stretches, the way the ordinance reads, your neighbors should be able to step out on their front porch and see up and down the street. And that's a strange street because of the way
I
that
know.
it curves
Yep.
right there. But actually, the fence is probably out 8 feet further than what it should be. But I drove that area too, and there isn't any problem with the clear vision area. As you make that curve, you can see up and down Brockway, no problem at all. The neighbor that probably would have the most problem, I didn't hear from her at all.
Okay.
And I believe Mr. Lederer said that because of the busyness of both of those streets, that pretty much everybody socializes in their backyard. And if you look at the map that I gave you, they have next to no backyard. So
Right.
that's part of the reason that the kids are playing in the side yard.
There was another fence here before, correct?
A chain link.
And this is has the footprint of the fence changed at all, or basically the same?
Yeah, we shrunk it way up.
So it's actually smaller than it
It's
was,
Yes.
actually smaller.
than it was before.
Yeah, I didn't want to block any vision
Mhm.
from my neighbor trying to back her car out. I wanted her to be able to have at least that clear sight to the light.
Yeah. See, I live around the corner, so I know, I've seen it go. I thought the other fence was bigger.
Yeah, we actually lost a lot of yard to gain, we were trying to gain privacy
Yeah.
and sacrifice yard. And our backyard's only 12 foot in width.
So the only person that this would affect with the sight line is the neighbor to the south, correct?
Correct.
Because of where
And-
the street is.
And also, from her driveway, I don't believe that her vision is blocked at all. It's just if she was standing on her porch
Okay.
and looking to the north, she'd probably,
So she wouldn't have any difficulty backing out on the...
no, because of the curve in the road and the way it is, there really isn't any problem vision-ways from her
So-
driveway,
The problem is really the vision
from her porch.
from the
yes.
porch, that's the problem.
That's the only
I
problem.
mean, that's what.
But she did not complain about it?
No.
No.
Okay, she didn't make any...
No.
And everybody within 300 feet did
Was
get a
notified.
notice.
Right. Is there anyone else that wants to come before the board and give an opinion on this?
I suppose. Thank you.
We have to ask 3 times.
Oh, okay.
Will there be anybody else that wants to come before the board and, on this issue? Do I have a motion of any kind?
One more time.
I did already.
Okay,
I called the first time, he
Oh, that's
declined,
fine.
and then the last 2.
all right.
Yeah. Am I correct, Mike? Yeah. Okay, yep. Thank you, though.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd move in case numbers J17-0032, that we grant the requested variance.
Support.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Motion carries?
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Appreciate it.
So you're all set.
You're welcome. You too. VLTs with real tomatoes.
Yeah, I've had 3 of them already.
Oh, I've had them for about a month and a half.
Oh, man. Man, I can't.
There's,
Oh, my God.
there's a guy at the Bay City, or
Oh, yeah.
is from Bay City, but he comes to the Saginaw Farmers Market.
Oh, yeah, that's where I got mine.
They
And,
changed, no, they changed this. They used to
He's
be-
been having Amish tomatoes, I'm gonna say for
they
2
used to- I
months.
was gonna sign down here.
And what the Amish
They
do
changed it.
is, they have a hothouse.
Yeah.
And let's say it's March 20th and it's 70 degrees out or 60 degrees, they open up the flaps and let the sun in.
I'll be darned.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they're about 90%.
Well, it's,
Okay.
that's
She
what I
said
did
it was
mine.
yesterday.
Boy, it was busy today. Holy
Yeah,
smokes.
yeah.
Yeah.
They
Couldn't find a parking spot.
I got more today. Well, these are turned into Mike?
Yeah. We need a motion to adjourn too.
Well, we haven't finished signing, so we, do I have a motion to adjourn?
Well, you gotta explain to them that other? Did you already tell Bruce?
Yeah, I had a class yesterday on how to take care of some of the things at the meetings, as far as parliamentary procedure and things like that. And we've been a little lax, and most of the time it's because there's no one in the audience to speak. But pretty much everything that comes to the zoning board is a public hearing and must be announced as a public hearing. And then just like you did tonight, at the end, you have to ask 3 times if anyone else wants to comment on it. The other thing that we've been lax on, and we should look at in the future, is when you make a motion, there should be a reason for that motion. So that, you know, if it ever did get appealed, that the board has a reason why they granted that motion.
Basically, what the hardship is, if there's one or not one. Right?
Right.
Right,
Thank
and
you.
in this case, it would have been for the protection of the children is one example. The odd shape of the lot, the odd shape of the streets there.
Yeah.
So every time we should have a reason for
So
that
if you ever get
motion.
challenged in court,
You've never been challenged. Yes, please.
you haven't.
I don't know.
I have.
We've had people upset with us a couple of
I've
times.
been, no, before you, I've been challenged, we've been challenged in court.
Is that right?
Oh, yeah, 2 times. Yeah,
What,
that's it.
mental health?
I think
Yeah,
that was
and
one of
there's
them.
the envelope for those letters.
And there's a lady
Okay.
that tried to act like her own lawyer and wanted to take us. I think that's where it
He
takes
gets
us.
all this.
That got thrown out.
We do out the day.
No, but I said there was
Oh,
a woman
another
that
one.
wanted to be her own, and she took it to court. I think it got thrown out.
That's how I ended up on, so.
Okay, did somebody make the motion to adjourn?
We did.
Oh, okay. Are
I
you
think we're
adjourned?
also-
To adjourn.
We're adjourned.